Hey, what's up everybody, BDF 44 coming at you another video. Alright, so I'm running around looking for soap, man. Went to CVS. It says they have Neutrogena soap. It says they have that type of stuff. When you go in there, it ain't there. Kind of annoying, man. I'm trying to find something that my body would actually agree to in regards to soap, and it is not necessarily something that's popping up left and right around here. No, sir. But, you know, I got everything else I needed, so just got to go the body wash route until I can find my soap. I'm looking for Pears. If anybody knows, have ever heard of Pears, it's a certain type of soap that your body should be able to take. Any type of Neutrogena, any type of clear soap, stuff like that. If it's clear, I can mess with it. But if it's anything less than clear, I'm probably gonna have problems with it. That's kind of how that goes. Anything less than clear is gonna be a headache and a half for this person. If they got any type of white soap, any type of flaky soap, any type of body wash that doesn't have a Neutrogena vibe to it, it's gonna turn me into a reptile, basically. I'm gonna be itching and scratching, and it's not something I want to experiment with, you know what I mean, as it pertains to, like, let's see if this works, let's see if that works. No. I've had too many bad experiences with allergies to ever want to experiment. I better cross this street up here, because I don't see a path to crossing the street before having to double back. So I'd rather double back this far and then do it that way. But yeah, man, I'm okay. I just hate the fact that I have these allergies and make it so that I can't have what I ultimately would be best for having right away. When I go to various stores, just grab soap like I used to be able to grab. Hell nah. It'll turn me into somebody I don't want to be, and I have to cover my body in all types of other cream just to keep from itching all day and night. It's a horrible, horrible experience, and that's why I don't experiment. I think there's a couple of soaps in there that may have worked, maybe goat's milk or something like that, but I don't want to experiment to find out. You know what I mean? That's the reality of it. I want to go with what works because it works. So I know what works for me, soap wise and body wash wise, but it ain't easy to find unless you want it delivered to you. And I don't necessarily want to have to spend money on delivery for anything. I'm trying to save money, so buying like $12, $13 soap is not going to be the plan. As it pertains to like some of the sensitive skin soap, even that stuff, I don't know if it works for me. I just, you know what I mean? Just because they say it works for most doesn't mean it works for me. I want to go with what I know I can shower with and not have any trouble. So finding that stuff on this side of town, just like if finding anything else that is healthy for you and easy to find on Violent and Victory, I guess that's what I'm saying. But you know, it is what it is, man. I'm just very thankful that the Lord's given me the opportunity to be able to afford some of this stuff, or that I'm not on the street so that I can shower, you know what I mean? There's levels to this. And the level that I'm on is that of someone who's struggling, but I'm not completely out, because I'm very thankful to have a family that's helped me out, etc. So yeah, man, it's warm. It's warm, man. It's already about 80, 83, 84 degrees, and it's only getting hotter. So I'm glad the Lord got me out the house early to get this crap out the way, and now I can just get back over there and get next to that fan and get ready for the heat wave that's been going on for the last 3 days, man. 3 days straight over 93 degrees. So needless to say, I ain't used to that. And then you check on my side of town where I'm used to being at, and it's like 82 degrees, 81 and stuff like that. I'm like, man, I wish for weather like that. I would be complaining about that being hot weather. Now I'm happy when it's 80 something at night. But one thing I can say about the heat in regards to my body, I don't know if most people feel this way, but I sleep in the heat. That's one thing that I never really gave much credence to. But usually when it was hot days back in the past, I could sleep in the daytime with the heat being upwards of 100 degrees. I could sleep through that. It actually feels like sleepy weather to me. I don't know what the hell that's about, but it's the truth. A lot of people are like, I can't sleep, it's so hot. I'm like, I'm the opposite, man. As soon as I start feeling that heat, that's when my eyes start closing. I have some of the best sleep in the world when it's hot. Not when it's beaming hot, like the sun's on me, but just when it's baking, like if I'm in a sauna, I can go to sleep. So I'm just weird like that. But yeah, that's what it is, man. Just trying to find what I need, and knowing that it ain't the easiest thing to find, because there ain't too many people who probably had this problem with these skin and these allergies and food allergies and every other allergy I got. They've all developed in my 30s. I ain't having these problems when I was a kid. For me, I love soap. That's the funny thing about it. I'm the dude that always had 15 and 20 shower gels at once. Like, I would want a different shower gel for every day of the month. I kid you not, I'm a fragrance person, so now that I can't deal with fragrance, it drives me crazy, but I'm fortunate the Lord allows me to at least be able to deal with, like, Axe spray, no problem. My deodorant, no problem. So I'm thankful for that, even though I honestly wonder if I'm allergic to my deodorant too, because sometimes I might have a little bump or something underneath my skin. But other than that, no, I'm doing pretty good as it pertains to that type of fragrance. So I don't have to walk around with just natural body smell at all times. My body does react well to Axe. But soap, nah. Detergent, nah. Yeah, it becomes a massive problem. You know, and that's another thing. It's like, so I had some like a Laker beanie and stuff like that. But because it had been washed in the old soap, I can no longer wear the beanie. I had to throw away my Laker beanie because there was no way to get that soap out of it. It is soaked in there for so many different washes over time. And anytime I put it on my head, I immediately have a rash. So that's another thing. It's like, how do you manage these skin allergies and stuff like that being the case? And the answer is, you don't. You really don't. I've been fortunate enough to where I haven't had any allergic reactions to the sheets that is in that hotel room. That's another thing. It's like, for whatever reason, I guess they know that people have skin allergies, so they wash their sheets with sensitive detergent, apparently, because I haven't had any issues with it. So praise God for that. But I brought my own detergent and have since washed the sheets, of course. But, you know, that kind of thing is like, a lot of the stuff that you really, really need for people like myself, you can only get at Amazon. You can only get with Instacart. You can only get it through delivery. And the type of soap that I know for a fact gives me no problems at all, can't sell it. They don't buy this. They don't sell in the stores. I wouldn't be surprised if that's by design. But you know, it just is what it is, man. A lot of times, black folks have different allergies that a lot of other people don't have, and vice versa. People will have certain things that we just don't get. In terms of like certain skin diseases and blood diseases and stuff like that, you won't find it too often in black folk. But we do have our own stuff that we have trouble with, and that's why I was talking what I was talking about. The shot, because it's like, if you're telling me everything goes in everybody's body, I can tell you that there's no one single thing that is the case, except for what it is you're telling me that I'm supposed to be mum's the word about. And I don't appreciate it. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, they sent me something saying it's a new thing that they have. They want you to take a class for every time you on YouTube do anything that they don't appreciate or pass misinformation, which I think is bullshit in and of itself, given the fact that nobody is an expert on here. And if you are an expert, then you probably have degrees certifying that you are. So everything we say should be considered speculation just off a rip. But that's not how censorship works. And that is too by design. That part of the logic that tells you nobody's an expert, so anybody could be spewing anything and that's just okay. Yeah, they don't roll with that because they're too busy trying to keep people from having conversations that they know probably should be had. It ain't about censoring people about stuff that they don't want, that shouldn't be talked about. It's about censoring stuff that they don't want you to talk about. And so I resent it heavily, and I know it's demonic in nature, but at the end of the day, the Lord knows what I'm about, and damage is going to be done to the devil regardless. It's God's honest truth. It's like I was telling you on the first video on the way here, I'm not going to adhere to the cultures of suppressing myself in the name of making other people feel comfortable, or suppressing what is true to me in the name of making myself look like I'm stronger than I am. It's the strength in me that allows me to be that vulnerable. And I'm not confused by that. So whatever y'all been telling yourselves to make you feel better in regards to keeping things inside and not allowing people to see who you really are, to me, that's the weakness, not the other way around. Y'all just agreed to it. I don't. This is how a man's supposed to be. He ain't afraid of nobody's consequences as it pertains to my truth. Bring it on. And that's how I feel. Anything less than that is weak. So I don't know what y'all teaching y'all kids. Put your chest out. Don't tell nobody what you're feeling. That's weakness, fam. That's weak. Y'all all been doing it wrong for a long time. And that's exactly how I see it. You know what I mean? And the people who are attracted to that or drawn to that, a lot of times in circumstances make you drawn to those people, be getting you the wrong results. People end up having their relationships fall apart because they're looking for certain traits that actually ain't of God. They're looking for certain things. They prioritize certain things over other things that shouldn't be. And I'm not confused by that. So I just move with what the Lord tells me to do. And this is what works for me. You ain't gotta follow me if you don't want to. But do understand that I'm gonna help myself in this process. That's my intention anyway. And so as this heat starts to warm up, man, I'm just thankful that everything I need to do is pretty much done. I can just go back to the hotel room and prepare for that heat as it continues to wave in, valley style. And man, I tell y'all, I'm looking forward to my troubles being over, whatever they are, whatever the solutions are, rather. Ready for them to be done, man. I'm sick of a lot of this struggling and stuff like that, but you know, just like everybody else, we just keep on kicking forward. Life is moving regardless of whether you pleased with your circumstance or not. You're either gonna deal with it or you're gonna quit. It's one or the other. And since I ain't quit yet, I'm still here. By the way, I heard that in my head yesterday. And I was telling you guys that the Spirit speaks to me, telling me what He wants me to feel or say or whatever. I heard the words, "I don't want you to quit," last night as I was half asleep, half awake before I was knocking out last night. It's one of the things that I heard. "I don't want you to quit." I never heard that before. I never heard that one before. But I think the Lord knows how serious I am about being tired of certain stuff. I think He understands how weary I felt. A little more than maybe I'd ever felt given the circumstances. And it's not that these are any worse than any other horrible time I've been through. It's just that those times have piled up, man. You start getting tired, you start getting old, you start seeing yourself going the other direction. As it pertains to your life, you're not getting no younger, so it's like, man, I don't really see as much of a point in certain situations when I start struggling with certain things, thinking about I'm struggling. It's like, man, I'm not 25 no more. I'm already 40 next year. It ain't too much to walk away from this and be okay with me. And I needed the Lord to tell me it's okay to keep going, or that He didn't want me to quit. Because to be honest with you, it crosses my mind a lot these days. So, you know, I want people to know that just because I've been telling y'all to keep going don't mean I always feel like it. I don't. When stuff gets hard, when I'm sitting up thinking about how alone I am and how most of what it is that I'm doing, people don't even know I'm doing. Most of the stuff I'm most proud of is unthanked, or rather shouldn't probably even be thanked because it ain't complete. I just feel like, man, let me get the hell up off of this earth, get to see my mama, to see my loved ones, all the homies that may have passed on, and all this stuff that people in my past that I would love to see again who are devoid of these struggles. Find myself envious of people who pass away sometimes. Like, man, I wish you killed me off. What you kill them off for? They want to be here. I want to go. Those type of thoughts really be entering my soul sometimes. It's not because I don't like being me. It's just tired of the struggles that come with being me. You know, tired of some of the evil and indifference I see in the world every day. Tired of the confusion and the perversion of our image as black folks. Certain stuff just make you not want to be here. How hard it is to get simple stuff like soap you need and fruit and vegetables and stuff like that is difficult to find. It's make you not want to even live, man. So I just want people to understand, if you feel that way, just because I'm a motivator and all that don't mean that I don't have those moments where I be like, man, let me get up out of here. Because it happens. It really does. And my hope is that we can pass forward something better to the children so that they don't have to feel this way as they grow older with all the struggles that are in this world for them to have to take on as they grow. Try to do away with some of that stuff with my suggestions, hopefully suggesting to people who can do something about it to do whatever they can. Don't just keep on standing on the backs of the poor, acting like you're not tumbling forward, suffering for others. Suffering that would otherwise make it so you deserve that suffering too. So these are things that I know, man. I've known my whole life. And I'm now in a space where I've gotten older, where I have a voice. So I tell people the truth. Heck yeah, I be feeling like quitting. Every day. I have a thought in my head about how much better things would be if I were in heaven instead of here. But that don't mean that I feel it's right for me to quit, or that there's not a spirit out there that suggests to me a desire to see me succeed, because it does. And so I keep pushing forward. Every moment I feel like that, I just kick past it. Smoke my little weed or whatever I gotta do to get past it. But I don't want people to think that all the motivators in the world and all the people who have God in their life feel like doing this every day when we struggle. We don't. Or I speak for myself, I don't. Hell nah. You know, self-preservation is something that I do, you know, want and for myself. It's not like I want to start turning into a daredevil, kamikaze type of weird kind of thing. No, it's not that. It's just, sometimes you just feel like this ain't headed where it's supposed to go. And ain't no real reason to do it because of it. But that ain't what you need to feel in your life. When you know that you have a purpose and you know that you can do damage to the devil. And I know I can do damage to the devil. I can do a lot of damage to a lot of the things that help him nestle himself in the dark. I can disarm a lot of that with my voice and with my logic. A lot of what it is that people have been engaging in for years and years and years, doing things the wrong way, welcoming the wrong stuff. I've been able to speak on it. Speak in a way that kind of disarms some of that. And if you follow some of them therapy sessions, you'll see what I'm talking about. It is a gift, but it comes with a struggle, including this sweat flowing down my face like I've been dumped water on my head, because that's exactly how hot it is right now. But yeah, man, it's only gonna get hotter. And if we don't believe that it can get better, it will only get worse. So I just want to encourage everybody to know that part of keeping going is admitting that you don't feel like it. Part of surviving is not allowing yourself to feel like your feelings ain't valid when you're feeling deeply about whatever you're feeling. Your feelings are valid. Your concerns are real. Your fears may be in place, but you can overcome them, and then they may reemerge and you will overcome them again. You know, my name is BDF. One of the acronyms for that is Blessed Divine Faith. The other is Boldly Dominating Fear. It doesn't mean that I've succeeded in that. It just means that I'm intent on making that the goal, to dominate fear with a bold intention, to tell fear that you may have me for a moment, but you can't overcome me overall. And so that's what I'm telling everybody. Stand tall and don't let fear ultimately overcome you. It's okay to feel what you're feeling, but it's also okay to keep going. It's also okay to find balance and then say, I love my life too. Even though it sucks right now, I'm gonna live to see the day it gets better, or I'm gonna work on making sure that it does. And as you get to a point where you may get tired, you remember these words and just know that inspiration comes from a belief in yourself, belief in something higher power than you, and ultimately that you can win a battle. You can win a battle or two, man. So keep fighting all of them battles. Even if you lose a few of them, you're gonna win a few of them too. Believe that. So that's what I have to say to all of you guys, man. Very close. The hotel's right next to me. About to walk in right now, and I'll upload these, and hope you all take from it what it is I intend, man. I don't feel all that strong, but I ain't quitting. BDF 44.